Broadcasting live from the Business RadioX studios in Pensacola, Florida, it's time for Pensacola Business Radio. Now, here are your Business RadioX hosts.
Hey everybody, good morning. Keith over here, broadcasting live, and we are up and running on Pensacola Business Radio live stream as well as on our sites, and hopefully you are here joining us over the, I don't even call it airwaves, I guess it's on the Wi-Fi's. So I have a good cast of characters in here this morning, no pun intended, so I'm going to let them go around the table and introduce themselves, and then we'll get started.
My name is David Robinson. I'm the owner of A&P Movers.
Jennifer Allen. I do marketing for A&P Movers.
I'm Ryan Marcel with Greenfin Paddle Company.
And I'm Kathy Holsworth. I'm the artistic director at Pensacola Little Theater.
Who? I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
You heard every concept.
I did. Okay, cool. Well, thank you all for being here very much.
Thank you.
Okay, so you guys you're new to all this, being your own business, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about A&P and what possessed you to jump in.
Well, we started, I guess, in late January, and I've been moving furniture for about 10 years now, and I was doing every aspect of the business with the other company I was working for, and I just decided why not start my own business.
Yeah. So what's the difference between, like, because I've been moving for 10 years too, right?
Right.
Pizza and beer and hanging out with the buddies. Why shouldn't I call them?
I would say because I am on every move. You know, I just don't hire inexperienced guys or say somebody's got some experience and just put them to work. You know, I'm on every job.
You haven't met my friends either. They're not very good movers at all. So, and I sort of found you guys through you on Facebook. So,
Right.
But you're kind of invested in this too, right?
Right.
I mean, we talked at some point and you were moving furniture as well.
Yes, I go on.
That's dedicated crew right there.
Friday.
Yeah. So, okay. So you guys go across the nation?
Anyway.
That's correct. Anywhere in the country.
Yeah. Walk me through like the process.
We charge by the hour, and we do have a minimum of 4 hours. But it all depends on how much stuff you have, how far of a distance you're going. Depends on mileage and stuff like that. But if it's a local move, we just do an hourly rate, and if it's an out-of-state move, we do an estimate on how many miles and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But we do pretty much beat anybody's price.
That's a bold statement. This
We
is going out to a
really
lot
do.
of people. Are you sure you want to say that?
Every quote that I've ever gave, they said we was almost half as cheap as anybody else.
Wow.
Very cool. Okay, so do you guys come and like look at my stuff and sort of track it all out? You'll pack it, you'll wrap it, all that?
We do packing jobs, but if I gotta pack your stuff, that's when I come out and take a look and see how many boxes I need, give you a quote, stuff like that. But if you got it packed and just call us to move it, I'll give you an estimate over the phone.
Okay. What's the weirdest thing you've
extra
seen?
would be if you had something heavy like a safe or hot tub.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Dead bodies.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the weirdest thing you've had to pack up in your moving career?
It was probably the Spanish statue. I know he was an Italian statue out of a guy's house here in Pensacola. He got it from a pizzeria. It was just a statue of a guy.
Of an Italian dude?
guy.
Right. We got pictures on our Facebook of him.
Yeah. I'll have to
We
check it
had
out.
one move where the family had a box from another moving company, so we took a picture of it and said the only thing they ever reused from that moving company was the box.
Nice. See, there you go. So, you guys had fun moving experiences in your life?
Yeah, I was an Army wife, so I moved 11 times.
So you
the
just threw it all
first
in the
7
backpack and
years.
hauled butt, right?
Well, we do give 20% discount to all active military and first responders.
Very good.
Excellent.
Nice.
Excellent.
What about you?
Oh, I've moved a ton of times.
Yeah.
Between Marine Corps myself and just going across the country when I was a kid,
Yeah.
I've moved too many times.
I'm thoroughly convinced that the armed services was simply just to teach you how to pack.
Yeah, no kidding. Became very good at it though, too.
Yeah, what you can get inside one of those green duffel bags is quite amazing. So
Yep. I've done it myself, and I've done it with the beer and buddies, and I've done professionals, and professionals is just the way to go.
It is, seriously.
I've moved 26 times since 2004.
Are you serious?
Mhm.
Wow.
Not in the military. Just like to move.
I think I've moved since the beginning of the college career. I think I'm up to probably 20 something.
Mhm.
Yeah, It's just, I can't sit still. You know. Are you guys licensed, insured, bonded, all that good stuff? Like how do I know my stuff's going to go where it's supposed to go? That's what I was worried about. Is the truck going to make it?
We looked into getting insured, but we don't have to because we don't sell a product.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're selling a service.
Right.
So, and if it's out of state moves, usually we rent from Penske or something like that. We do have insurance through them also.
Okay. So, do you guys have your own trucks, or are you using?
We don't.
Not right now.
We
So
rent right now.
Okay.
We just started in January.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you said you're doing 2 to 3 jobs a week already, huh?
Right.
That's good, man.
More.
That's good.
Sometimes more.
Yeah. So, if people are interested in want to find out more, where can we send them? Do you guys have a website?
We got a Facebook page.
Okay.
We do. It's A&P Movers.
Just straight up A&P Movers
Right.
Yep.
on Facebook.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
They
Instagram.
They can find it through me on Jennifer Allen also on Facebook.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, we're on Instagram, A&P Movers. We're on Twitter.
The tweets.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand that platform. Or the Snapchats. You do Snapchat, don't you?
Actually, no. We're pretty much just on Instagram
Yeah.
and Facebook.
Yeah, I think that's what lives around here the
Yeah.
most. So, well, very cool. We'll hang out for a little while. Yeah. All right. Okay, man, tell me about Greenfin.
Well, we're an experience company. We provide guided stand-up paddleboard tours to tourists and locals alike. So basically, we're taking people out and cruising around, catching a sunset or a sunrise, showing them all the best paddle spots that the area has to offer. We pretty much are localized in the Destin to South Walton area. And, really in general, just taking people out and showing them a good time in a unique environment that's going to bring their family together and create memories that are going to last a lifetime.
Tough job, dude.
I know, it's pretty rough.
Tough life, man. Only in Florida.
That's it.
So what happens on like a bad day when you're like a bad mood and you got to be like happy and
That's
cheerful?
what puts me in a good mood.
Yeah, right?
Absolutely. I mean, seeing these people that get up and they're there for the first time, never even stood on a board before. I was there once myself too, and not only getting up and being proud of themselves for that, but they're joking around with their family that falls in the water, little sister and stuff like that, and pushing each other off and having fun. You know what I mean? And then if we're out there for a sunset or a sunrise, that show is always just incredible. It really puts a cool spirit into everybody.
How deep have you gone?
Deep of water?
Yeah.
I'm not really sure. I try to stay above the water usually. Sometimes in the Gulf we've gone pretty far out, but you're restricted technically to how far you're supposed to really go.
Right.
So,
By
probably
how
20,
strong you are
feet.
and whether you can paddle back or not? Or
Well, that's a good indication for us for sure. But I think that there's some laws to it too. You have a surf and swim zone that you're not supposed to technically go beyond, and you're considered a vessel at that point. But there's a lot of boat traffic out there anyways, and we try to stay away from that. All the fun stuff to see is in closer to shore.
Yeah, the dolphins
anyways.
stay close too.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Do they? Have you been out when they're kind of
all
swim
the
next to
time.
your board?
All the time.
Yeah, it's really cool.
They get curious, especially in the mornings for the sunrise paddles.
Yeah.
They come right up to you. Huge pods of them sometimes.
Do you ever just bring them breakfast or anything?
No.
You should.
Yeah.
You should try.
Never thought of that.
They're hungry too.
I do like to fish off the paddle boards too.
Yeah,
so
I have a buddy that does that, man. How do you keep your balance?
Try hard. Hope, pray.
Have you been?
Actually, you can sit on the board and kind of grip your legs around the sides of it. So.
Yeah. Oh,
But I don't
so
do
you
that
look
very
like the
often.
seal, the shark bait, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
Why? Like, how did this happen? Like,
About 4 years ago, I had the opportunity to run a company that was renting out paddle boards and kayaks and stuff, and that's how I got to know it. I had a real hard time learning how to do it. Didn't have really anybody that could teach it to me or anything like that, and learn on my own. And as I started taking other people out and teaching them, they were getting up and staying up for an entire tour on a first try. And I'm thinking that I was not, doing something right when I was learning. But one of them told me I was just a good teacher at it, and that kind of made everything click for me. That this is something I would like to really do and be a part of.
it's fairly easy to stand up on the things.
It can be, as long as if the conditions are right too. That plays a really big part. If you got a nice flat conditions, then you'll
go
have
out like 3 foot seas.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna go
well, and that's the cool thing about Greenfin is that we're mobile. We're not locked into one location. So if the Gulf is too rough that day, we can go onto the bay or into the bayous or over to Crab Island or something like that. A place where it's a lot more calm.
You're down like Blackwater River or anything like that?
Not Blackwater, but I've gone down like the Santa Fe. I mean, I've been on the Blackwater, but not on a paddleboard. But the Santa Fe out in like the Gainesville area, took a 9-mile tour down that with my wife and
cool.
stopped in all the springs and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, it was great. It was awesome.
So, and we were talking before the show, you guys were thinking about heading into like an overnight camping kind of thing, or
yes,
eco
love to do that. Yeah, because I mean, it's such an awesome experience. You know what I mean? And to be able to get out there for a few days, have either some roll-up boards or some, somebody to help with the transportation and cooking meals and stuff, and spend 2-3 days on the water. It doesn't get any better.
No technology. No, I'm with you, man. There's in fact, I saw it on Facebook the other day, right after the longest zip line thing. But there are these cables in it's like Netherlands or something, but they paddleboard up the fjord or whatever they're called over there, and then they hike this huge mountain, and then the camp. There's all these wires running across this canyon, and so they clip their like cargo nets on them, and it slides out into the middle, so they're literally just hanging by wires.
Oh, wow.
And that's where they camp. So the tent pops up. It's all designed this way. The tent pops up in the middle of the It's really cool.
Hanging in the air.
Yeah, like
wow.
like thousands of feet above. I mean,
I've
it's
seen the
literally
picture.
like
I don't even understand how you can even relax.
yeah,
Right. How do you sleep?
it's like monkey climbing out there just to get his cargo net up, right? I mean, you have to have some skill, but yeah, they just sleep out. And,
Wow.
yeah, it's pretty cool. Hang all their gear and their board and stuff from it.
Nice.
Yeah, so think about that.
Serious
Way to drop
adventuring.
in. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. No kidding.
So
yoga on the.
Yeah, a lot of people do yoga too. I'm probably more embarrassing than anything else when it comes to yoga. So if Greenfin does any yoga lessons, we'll be partnering with somebody for that.
all,
So
all I can think of is Karate Kid, where he's like doing the kung fu moves on the end of the boat.
yeah, I'll just pull a muscle probably.
Yeah. They could. They're doing yoga with beer now too, which I thought was pretty cool.
Okay.
So you do yoga, beer, paddleboard.
That's the way you loosen up.
Just like totally max it out.
What a
right?
day.
10 reps and you're done. That's it, man. So you say you're mobile. You got any plans to go anywhere else in the state, or maybe be hired for private tours outside of the state or anything?
It's possible. I've seen some companies that do this worldwide, and they'll plan like one trip a month and go to like some crazy destination.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing. Boy, if we can get to that level, that'd be great. I do kind of
Just book
envision
it, right? I mean, you just come up with it.
Yeah, why not? I mean, if somebody, I'm sure things like that aren't incredibly cheap, but if somebody wants to do it, you know what I mean? Why not? Go to Nepal and spend a week out there paddling and camping. I mean, golly.
What's the movie Apocalypse Now? Where they go surfing during Vietnam?
Oh,
Yeah, just head out to Vietnam or I'm sure there's some really beautiful places in the world that nobody would think to go paddleboarding that are probably really sweet.
I saw one picture of a person paddling inside a glacier.
Yeah.
That looked incredible. The lighting was amazing. I mean,
The pictures that have been going around Facebook of whatever that river is in Arizona that's like in the canyons and it's all emerald blue and stuff, they've been paddleboarding through that.
nice.
But, it's like in the middle of the desert, so you carry the...
Yeah.
So,
Take a Jeep out there.
what about the health benefits, you think?
They have done a lot of studies on this. Paddleboarding has been shown to be one of the most effective ways to burn calories, even just the leisurely paddles. I mean, don't quote me on the numbers. I'm kind of going from memory, but you're talking 300 to 500 calories an hour just doing a leisurely paddle. Up to racing is burning over 1,000 calories an hour.
That's crazy.
Yes, I mean,
And you are using all four of your limbs because you're holding
and
your
your
balance.
core especially. Yes, actually, when I
that's
first
the core. Just
staying balanced and the paddle motion when you're doing it right is really coming from your core and your major muscles as well. When I first started, my legs were always the sorest part of me when I got off, just from the balance points, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But absolutely full body
So when
workout.
you're doing it right, the core hurts, not the legs or the arms.
Ideally,
Yeah.
because your arms are going to get sore faster. It's just a smaller muscle, you know what I
Right.
mean? So if you can put most of the weight into your legs and core and back, then you're going to be a lot better off. But things like this only really apply when you're doing really long paddles or races and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like when we go out on these leisurely tours, we're not going at a pace that's going to really even concern that very much.
How long is a leisurely tour?
About 2 hours, usually.
I thought you were going to say 3. I was waiting for 3.
No, but believe me, by 2, everybody's kind of ready to get
Yeah.
off. Especially if you're uncomfortable on the board, people's toes kind of dig into the board and your feet start hurting
Yeah.
and things like that. So we cap it at about 2.
So, okay. And then do you guys use wooden, styrofoam, epoxy? What kind of boards?
Our boards are epoxy.
Yeah.
Epoxy
Any certain
with
brand
fiberglass
or-
on the outside. I've got a few brands right now. I'm particularly a fan of YOLO.
Yeah.
And most of my boards are YOLO, but we've got a couple other ones too.
Yeah. So, but if YOLO gave you boards, you'd have all YOLO boards, would you?
Absolutely.
Yeah, see?
Blast them in all the pictures and everything.
I mean,
and then
come on now.
they'd be getting tags in every picture.
The guys next to us, Vivid Bridge Productions, did they did commercial for boat boards,
Yeah.
and the new one, it's like the color scheme in it was really cool, but it's like. It's got like the beer carrier, the fish bowl.
Yeah.
It's like
those
it's
boat
like the
boards are
Mag Daddy.
great.
Yeah,
they're really
have a
taking
motor
that.
on the back.
Yeah.
So
They're taking that down the adventure alley, it seems like,
Yeah.
as far as the direction they're going. I love those boards too.
So do you guys have brick and mortar, or how do people find you?
We don't actually work entirely online. We don't have a brick and mortar location. So most of the people that are booking with us are either going to be guests who are planning their vacation to come down here, or they've already come down here. Or actually, we work a lot with the vacation rental management companies and private owners in the area, where we can offer our tours as packages for their guests, or as booking incentives for their guests. So they'll run a promotion, let's say, and if you book any time within the next week for this summer, we'll include a paddleboard tour for you and your family.
So you just arrange a rendezvous point. We're going to start from
That's right.
here.
And actually, that's kind of one of the biggest parts of the planning process is deciding where to go. And we try to play an active role in that with everybody, because everybody's group is different. You've got some people that that really just want that peaceful, serene eco tour, and we might suggest going out to the bays for that. A real nature lover's paradise. It's really quiet out there.
I don't Eglin.
I haven't actually been out in Eglin. I'm thinking more like in the Choctawhatchee and the Walton County side and stuff. And then there's what's that?
Choctawhatchee.
My apologies.
It's okay. You're not the first. You won't be the last.
But we can go out to Crab Island and hang out there if you're more of the adventurous party type, or out in the Gulf is always.
Yeah, that's more drinking than paddling, man.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, but for some people that's what they want, and out in the Gulf is great. I mean, the amount of animals that are out there are incredible. We see dolphins all the time. We see manatee out there.
Yeah.
They just installed all these man-made reefs up and down the coast that, from the bird's eye view, either look like a dolphin or starfish or a fish, and those things are great to paddle at too. They attract a lot of life.
Is that art project still out there by you guys? There was an art project. They sunk. Figurines, but they were all wrought iron.
I think that's like diving deep. I don't know that is something you can see from the surface.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
They replicated it out by 30A.
Is that right?
I think so.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it's not as big, but like you're thinking of the one in the Bahamas. It's like 60 feet deep. It's like this.
No, there's a local one because it's got Joe Patty signs and the replication of the Pensacola Beach sign.
Shows how much I know.
Oh yeah, I didn't know there was one. I thought all we had here was the Orskani, but there's other ones, huh?
Yeah, there's basically a sculpture garden reef.
Awesome. Yeah. So they did this. I think they did the same thing down in 30A. There's a bunch of people
I'll be
dancing.
checking that out very soon.
It's pretty cool. I don't think it's that deep either. It's probably like 30 or 40 feet. Yeah, maybe.
So on a clear day, you'd probably be able to see that from standing above the water too.
Yeah.
You can see down really deep when it's clear.
What's the creepiest thing you've ever seen? You've been out there and like had the whole nudge of the board and like.
It's actually come from dolphins, believe it or not. There was one time that I was paddling with a really big pot of dolphins, probably about 25 of them or so. Of course, my camera wasn't there that day, so all this is,
Right. Mm-hmm.
But they had a little baby with them, and it was probably about 3 feet long, maybe about a 4 or 5 inch dorsal fin, and they were letting me paddle with them for a long time, actually getting in formation with me and stuff. I find myself on the back right or once even the front of their formation.
That's so cool.
But after a while, I started wearing out their welcome. Yeah. And first the juvenile started doing this, but then like a very clearly alpha male, biggest dolphin I've ever seen, started kind of aggressively charging me and barking at me through his blowhole. I've never seen a dolphin do that before and didn't know that they could, but it was clearly a little aggressive, and he clearly would have he was like, dude, made a toy out of me if he wanted. So I'm like, okay, I get it.
They're really strong animals, apparently.
Oh yeah, and when they're hunting, they are blindingly fast. I mean, it's incredible. When a lot of times they'll circle up a school of fish and go two at a time and kind of shoot the lane. Yeah. And they're throwing up a wake like a boat that's flying.
Yeah. See, ladies and gentlemen, it's not the sharks you got to worry about. It's flipper. That's so, what about like sea turtles and have you seen any sharks when you've been out there?
I've seen a couple of sharks. Yeah. The ones that I've seen in person haven't been very big. 3 or 4 feet at the most. Yeah. And they're actually, people don't realize they're swimming out there with you every day. Yeah. They literally are swimming in between people.
Don't talk about
all the time. Yeah. But on the paddle tours, we haven't seen one while on a tour.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
regardless of the fact that I don't think they would do anything to us and just leave us alone and go on looking for their own food, people would freak out, like you said.
So if I don't know how to paddleboard at all, can I still go?
Oh, absolutely.
On the first one, or
yes, our first little chunk of time is dedicated to instruction for anybody who might need it. We really like taking beginners out. We feel like we can get them standing well, quickly and comfortable on the board and to a place where they're enjoying themselves. And we'll take of course advanced paddles too, and we do lessons as well, things like that. If you wanted to just focus for a couple hours on learning how to do it, we could do that as well.
We do paddleboard moving.
That would be very cool.
You have to move everything on the paddleboard.
I would rather
talk about your full body workout.
I've done it. It actually works. When we had the flood back in April of 2014, that's how we had to get everything out of the wow. So like the TVs and stuff. We took it out on the paddleboard.
I've moved a cooler on a paddleboard.
I'm from Kentucky, right on the Ohio River, and I'm actually coming handy there.
Yeah, there you go. See. Okay, so if anybody's interested or wants to find out any more information, where can we send them to?
You can follow us on Instagram at The Green Fin, on Facebook, facebook.com/TheGreenFin. You can also go to thegreenfin.com or greenfinpaddlecompany.com.
So you have t-shirts? You got to have a t-shirt.
We're actually getting our apparel line ready right now, and then looking down the future, hopefully to basically becoming a lifestyle brand, maybe even coming out with our own series of our own boards too.
Not a bad lifestyle.
That's it. At the end of the day, the one thing that we want to do throughout the lifetime of the career is be good ambassadors to the sport. And promote.
Get a nice tan. I mean, come on now.
That's it. Yeah. But the sport's growing. We want to promote that stoke to people that don't get to experience it every day.
Yeah.
Like us.
Very cool, man. Very cool. Well, stick around. Congratulations, honestly. I mean, only in Florida can you get a job paddleboarding.
Thank you. I love it.
It's awesome, dude. It's awesome. It's like the guy at Disney that's like the water slide tester. That's my job. So, good morning.
Good morning.
You are very busy lady. Do you know that?
Yeah.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah. No, I'm at Pensacola Little Theater, and we're a community theater. So my job as the artistic director is to coordinate all the volunteer artists in town who like to put on shows.
Yeah.
And so it's thousands and thousands of hours of volunteer time, but we have an amazing facility. As an organization, we've been around since 1936.
You have some passionate people in your organization.
Very passionate. You know, it's the old meme of, hey, let's put on a show.
Yeah.
But we're way beyond pillowcase costumes and the barn door set. We use live orchestra when we do our musicals.
Mm-hmm.
We
you have one killer costume closet.
Yeah.
I've had to use it for other photo shoot stuff, and there's all kinds of stuff in there.
Yeah. So we have a stock of costumes, but we have an amazing volunteer costume team, designers. The last show, big musical we did was Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, and I believe there were 16 people who built costumes.
Wow.
And I'm getting ready to costume Mary Poppins this summer. I'm
Very
actually
cool.
the
Nice.
designer for that one.
My daughter will love that.
And
Mine too.
we're super excited about Mary Poppins. She'll be flying across our stage in late July, early August.
Yeah, you can bring her down from like the back of the theater.
No, that's too expensive. we did
Probably
actually
too
look
fast
into
too.
it.
That's a pretty steep pitch.
They set it up so that it's always safe. There's a mechanism for it. We actually hire a professional flying company to come in and do that. But to fly her across the audience starts at $25,000.
Wow.
So that's a no for us.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, they're taking sponsorships this moment. Please call. No, I'm just kidding.
I am actually looking for a
Of
sponsor
course.
for Mary to fly. We are looking for an $8,000 sponsor to fly Mary for the 4 times that she will fly across our
So,
stage.
Mary Poppins flight sponsored by.
Yeah,
That's
and
pretty
guess
cool.
what? One of the benefits of being a sponsor,
You get to fly too?
Get to fly.
No way.
Yep.
I'm in.
Talking about a birth, right?
I know. Just strap a paddleboard to my feet. We're good.
right. So it's normally our sponsors, they get PR benefits and seats and things like that. But this is a bonus. You get a chance to fly either you, or you could do it as a Make-A-Wish if you want. If a kid wanted to fly, or and then you bring the media in and let them watch you fly.
Can you put one of the banners like goes on the planes like behind you so you can advertise your business too?
I don't know that you fly that fast, but we could put a super logo on the TV.
Yeah. Okay. So how many people does it take to put on Mary Poppins?
We have not had auditions yet. Auditions are coming up May the 21st and 22nd, and we will have a cast of between 25 and 30 or so. It's actually not as big a cast as you might imagine. The ensemble's job is to be all the characters. So you have the lead family, the Banks family, and of course Mary and Bert. But the ensemble spends a lot of time. They're either on stage or changing clothes. That's their job. So
Very cool.
They get to be the Jolly Holiday, and they get to be the Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, and the Chimney Sweeps. And so
It's so confused.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
It's like a day of split personalities.
It's the joy of theater. I love being in the ensemble where you just are busy all the time. Sometimes when you are just one character, you go and do your bit, and then you're sitting around waiting for your next cue.
When's the last time you were on stage doing character? Or do you do that at all?
I do. Well, that's how I started. I was in my first play at Pensacola Little Theater in 1996.
Wow.
My biggest lead role was most recently I was the mother in a small musical that's called Quilters. That's just 7 women, and that's a powerful, powerful piece about Americana.
Okay.
And I direct a lot more than I'm on stage, and so I'm looking for whatever my next project is.
So what is your next project?
To be on stage, I haven't picked. Oh, I do know. Never mind.
There
I
we
do
go.
know.
There it
Yes.
is. There it is.
Next spring, I am actually going to be Maria Callas. We're doing a special production with the Pensacola Opera. And Maria Callas was a great opera soprano. And in the 70s, she did a master class with opera students. And that was actually filmed, and there's a documentary on it. And she was just this gigantic worldwide personality. And Terrence McNally wrote a script based on this master class. And so I'm partnering with Pensacola Opera. I will be Maria Callas. Jerome Shannon, who's the artistic director for the Pensacola Opera, will actually direct the show, and the 3 artists in residence will be the opera students that I abused during the master class. Super
Awesome.
excited.
Are you going to sing?
Oh no, I don't sing. That was the whole point. Was she was doing master classes because her
But she
voice was
didn't-
already shot.
Oh. Well, does that work? Can you teach without your voice being able to?
Oh,
examine?
absolutely,
Yeah?
absolutely, absolutely. And I do sing, but I won't be singing in
No,
the show.
that's what I was wondering if you could sing opera. That's pretty cool.
I'm a music theater person. I appreciate opera, but it is not a genre that I
You're down
sing.
for supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, aren't you? I see it now.
Something like that.
Umbrellas and
Well,
The whole deal.
I was Dolly. That's my
right
that's
on.
my voice.
Right on. So Mary Poppins. So what else do you all have? Because you all, and I'll tell you, I will say this: in the last 3 to 4 years, you've stepped up the game.
Thanks.
Big time.
Thanks. Yeah,
So
we
I've been in that
really-
theater more times in the last 4 years than I have my entire life living here. So that's cool.
That's brilliant. That's
Yeah.
brilliant. I love to hear that. Yeah, just getting the art that we want to make, and then that's what's coming out through on the stage is
Yeah.
that my volunteers are passionate about the craft, and so we're coming out with really great products. And then our administrative staff and our board of trustees are giving us the fiscal resources so we can make the theater that we want to make.
Yeah, money makes stuff happen, doesn't it?
It does. It does. And actually looking at what we do and how we do it and making sure that we can maximize what we get from it. I mean, the
Yeah.
shows basically pay for themselves.
Yeah.
And so then the other activities that we do in the building help pay for the building itself.
Yeah, you guys have been doing a lot of other community style stuff, like meetings are there, Entrecons there.
Right.
People are,
Well, we
doing
own a
speaking
big old
engagements.
historic building. Our
Yeah.
building was the Escambia County Jail and Court of Records that was built in 1911. So
Yeah.
it's a historic
Oh, wow.
building, and that's part of our mission is actually to take care of the historic building. So it has a theater in it, but it has other rooms and offices in it,
Yeah.
and it helps us to rent those out.
It's
and-
listed too, right?
and to
It's
do
a
parties.
preserved historic site.
Yeah.
the state?
And we're super excited. We just got approved for one of those, the Florida State Historic signs, the big brass ones that will be on our corner, and one side will be the history of PLT, and one side will be the history of the building.
Very cool.
Super excited about that.
So, and then tell me about the ghost tours.
Okay, so because we were a jail, there were people that died on our location, and the last person to be officially executed, I won't say it's the last person who was ever hung in Pensacola, but the last person to be executed on our property was Hosea Poole, and he was executed July 30th, 1920. And that was right before the state took over capital punishment. So the counties and the cities could still kill prisoners
Green
for
Mile.
whatever, right? And
Aren't you glad you weren't alive back then?
right?
I'd released in prison back then.
Well, and then people get
dead man walking.
confused. People get confused because the Museum of Art right across the street was the city jail. So
Right.
clearly that was the scary end of the
Yeah.
street because the city jail is right across the street from the county jail.
Yeah.
But back in the day, turn of the century, I mean, that was the port. It was the harbor. It was the marina. So it was the red light district and all the bars and the jails and all the dirty sailors coming in. Because we're a water property, you have the immigrants coming in and looking for jobs and that sort of thing. So, but anyway, so Jose is our primary ghost, but we have had the paranormal team in there, and they said we had as many as 15 spirits in the
That's
building
awesome.
on
So
the
do
night
you-
that they were there.
When are they going to air that episode? Do you know?
I don't know that they filmed it for television. They actually come and do tours. They rent the building in order to do the tours. So we offer them our scary space if they
Ask
want
them
it.
if they want to film it for television, because I'll go hang out. I've got cameras and some guys that will go hang out with them and do it. I'd love to see what shows up.
Well, we'll see who's listening and see if they tag you on
Yeah,
that because we leave it to them. Jose was hung. The death chamber was on the 3rd floor, and he dropped through a trap door to the 2nd floor. And so his sightings are mostly on the 3rd floor, which is why we're pretty sure it's him because that would have been the last place he was alive.
So he's just like hanging out, having a cup of coffee and a whiskey or something, or is
Well, he's been seen in our balcony when the 3rd floor is still locked. He's been seen on the catwalk. And then sometimes the elevator goes to the 3rd floor and back down again just because it wants to. And
awesome. I got chills just thinking about it. That's awesome. So cool.
we had somebody in buffing and waxing the tile floor in the lobby on a Sunday when the building
not happening. No.
was closed,
Nope.
and doors and there were doors on the 3rd floor that were slamming, and so
Yeah.
he turned all the machines off and went home.
Yeah. That's how
About
horror
face
movies
gone.
happen. Yeah, it's like let's go hide in here. No,
Right.
I would be anything done is going to be done with people there, and
Yeah, true. And then because the building is historic, it has some weird little nooks and crannies because you have to make storage out of wherever you can. And so there are some places where you can still see the raw walls from
like
the early
fingernail claws and all that
1900s.
stuff, or like
No.
is it like Hostel or
Tally mark in the days.
Nothing like that, but it's amazing to touch a piece of masonry that's from the 1900s and go, wow, this is still here and still standing.
Yeah. So last summer, my father and I were in England, and they had just discovered in the middle of the city underneath, I don't know, they broke through a basement floor or something, but one of the old Roman aqueducts in London. And they did this really cool display where it's all in glass and stuff, but the whole aqueduct, when you're walking, you're on that same soil, same dirt, you can reach out. And I'd never been tactile when doing that kind of stuff until probably a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
It's really weird to feel
It
something
is.
that's
I love
400 or
being in
500,
Europe.
1,000 years old or 100
because
years
we think we're
gosh.
old, a couple of 100 years
Yeah.
old, but you can. When we lived in Germany, we had a friend who lived in a house that was 800 years old.
Yeah. You walk through the graveyards here, it's like 1,200, 1,300. Over there, it's like 4.
Yeah.
Jeez. Seriously, this dude died in like 900 AD. I was like, oh, well. And the stone's still standing, right? So that shows you the craftsmanship.
There you
So Mary Poppins goes when?
We
Audition, and then you'll do
we
show.
audition in May, and then the dates for Mary Poppins are July 27th. We open. We're 3 weekends. We have 11 shows, and tickets are on sale now.
Cool.
The other thing that's happening this summer is our summer camps are gearing up. So kids who want to get involved, all your little drama kings and queens want to come and play with us.
Do you need volunteers?
We always need volunteers. So you can go to our website, PensacolaLittleTheater.com, and that's theater with an R-E on the end. And under Get Involved, you sign up to volunteer. And
What's the age limit?
It depends on what we're doing. So everybody's a volunteer. So we do have kids as young as 12 and 13 that volunteer with us.
I'm in.
And then we have people who volunteer until they literally can't move for us anymore.
Yeah.
We have volunteers, active volunteers that are in their upper 80s.
Does any of your volunteering and stuff that goes on there, does any of it count for college or high school credit?
It all can. We are a registered 501c3. So when you play with us, I will sign off on your community service hours. I do that for the high school kids all the time.
So you can get that ankle bracelet off now.
It's so word.
I'm just kidding. He doesn't really have an ankle bracelet.
And in fact, when the students are in our shows, there's so many hours. Sometimes the schools will say, "Oh, you can only count 100 of your hours with BLT," because when an actor is a part of a production, it can be nearly 300 volunteer hours just for one show.
Yeah, I believe it. So my oldest daughter, who's 14, will be 15 here soon, is really big into fashion and theater. That generation, they listen to musicals for CDs and stuff. It's crazy. So instead of we'd throw in the Beastie Boys or Metallica or something, she throws in Hamilton,
right?
Which
Dear Evan Hansen.
Yeah, and so the music she's listening to is all these musicals and stuff. Anyway, really big into fashion and the drama side of things, and wants to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we would take a volunteer that young and put them as basically an apprentice with the lead costumer, and they learn the ways of the Force, and then
because she can draw all of that stuff already.
Yeah,
so
amazing.
Yeah, I'm totally pushing her out the car door this summer. So
Okay.
that's why I wanted to make sure you guys were doing volunteers. Now I have a 12-year-old. But you want her? I'm just kidding. She's the loose cannon. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe she needs to
she'll
take
be the
a
one hanging out
class.
with the ghosts, slamming the doors back at him.
Maybe she needs to take a class to harness all that energy.
Well, she plays softball, so that'll harness a good bit of it. But yeah.
Do you use volunteers in the set design?
Everything.
Yeah.
I would like to do that. I went to interior design school, and that was
Perfect.
my thing I wanted to do was set design. So
Absolutely.
maybe I
No,
could-
we have, like I said, all of our designers and directors are volunteers. And then I have Kayla Stevenson is a brilliant technical director. She is my paid employee that makes sure that everything is built safely and the electric works and all of that stuff. But, we have people who can just draw things on paper. We have people who do renderings on their computers. We have people who just come in and work with Kayla, and she works the AutoCAD and creates the drawings so she can figure out how much lumber to buy. And then it's volunteers who build everything. We work some during the week, but we have big work days on Saturdays. And we usually take about 2 to 3 weeks to build any given set. And then sometimes if your interior design is your gig, we got people who can build the house, the room, the stairs, the street, whatever, but we need somebody to come in and dress the set. And that's
Right.
curtains and pillows and fabrics and
I can do that, and I also took CAD and all that too.
Perfect. Perfect.
So I've
Come
got
play
a
with me.
really cool idea for you that I can't tell you on air because I don't want anybody to steal it. But when
Yep.
we're done, because of what we have here asset-wise in Pensacola,
Yeah.
I think would be really neat that you guys should do. So,
Okay. Everybody's got good
there's-
ideas. I love
that
to
was my
listen.
phone call to let you know I'm sending you the email, right? So, what comes after Mary Poppins?
Well, we just announced our whole season for 18-19. So Mary Poppins is our big summer show. We also have the Snow White Variety Show, which is our theater for very young audiences. Perfect way to introduce theater to kids as young as 3 and 4 years old.
Yep.
In the fall, our musical is going to be Into the Woods. Super excited about doing that one. It's a classic Sondheim and great
Sounds
for
like a bad
community
date.
theater. We have our holiday production coming up in December is
Yeah.
Best Christmas Pageant Ever, which is
Cool.
a small musical.
Very cool.
We're doing Cemetery Club in January and 39 Steps next May in 2019.
Wow, you guys are busy.
Our Studio 400 productions include an amazing dark end of days show called The End of Jack Cruise. We're actually going to behead someone. We
How
are
appropriate for your location.
Isn't
too.
it exciting? Yes. For November, we're doing 2 Christopher Durang one acts. One's called Desire, 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 and the other one is For Whom the Southern Belle Tolls, and they are riffs and parodies on Tennessee Williams, Glass Menagerie,
Oh, that's gonna be
Streetcar Named
funny.
Desire. And then our Short Attention Span, which is our one act festival.
Squirrel.
Squirrel. And then the end in the spring of 2019, we're doing a show called Venus in Fur, and let's just say that's
Nice.
50 Shades of Studio 400.
Wow. Very cool.
And then next summer, I am directing Sister Act.
Very cool. Oh, really?
nice.
Yes.
You gonna be Whoopi Goldberg?
No, I'm directing. So
If somebody wanted to, like, let's say I had a couple buddies and we want to do some skits or something, can you rent the theater out at all? Can you?
you can.
You
Now we have a busy calendar, so it's hard to get in.
Apparently, yeah.
But if we can find a place to get you on the calendar,
Yeah.
just like Entrecon and the
Civicon
Film
and
Festival,
stuff like that?
Civicon, those organizations, if we can get you in, we want you in.
Very cool.
That's why it's called the Cultural Center.
Yeah, so there's because there's a couple of groups around here that I found over the last couple months, like when Pensacola was here, that I saw that were doing like Saturday Night Live style skits
Yeah.
of things, and they were funny. They were really funny. So I just didn't know if they could put on a production or not. So,
Possible.
yeah.
We also have first Saturday of every month is Improbable Cause. You may have seen them at
Yes,
Pensacola.
they do the dinner theater stuff too.
That's a different company, but
Oh, okay.
but sometimes the same actors. The Improbable Cause Mystery Dinner Theater, hilarious.
Yeah.
And they've done shows in our building too. But same thing is because they like to have food. We don't have a restaurant
Right.
in our building anymore,
Yeah.
so it's easier for them to be in a restaurant.
Do you
doing
want a
show.
restaurant in the building again?
We have taken proposals, but we are actually kind of killing it running our own concessions.
Yeah. Sort of supply and demand, right?
Yeah.
Very cool. Okay, so if somebody wants to donate, volunteer, get any more information. what do you want to
Yeah.
set
So
up?
we got an active website, PensacolaLittleTheater.com, and of course, like our Facebook page. We do separate events on there, so you can keep track of our calendar. And if you want to get involved on the website and on the Facebook page, you just say, I want to get involved,
Yeah.
and you fill out the form, and you can do everything from usher to paint to sew buttons to
Whatever.
come and help build. It's
Hang out with the ghosts.
hang out with the ghosts. It's all good.
Very cool. Congratulations too. Seriously, that's
Thanks.
a very ambitious schedule.
Thanks. Well, try to keep everybody happy. So
Sounds like a lot of fun,
Keeps
too.
everybody employed.
It is. I love my job. This is probably my 6th career track, and I feel like I'm in the right place at the
What
right
were the
time.
other 5?
My bachelor's degree is actually education, so I taught high school science and
Lord have
English.
mercy.
I
I bet
was
you like the ghost better.
I was an educator at the zoo in Gulf Breeze, and I drove the train. And
That's where no, I'm just kidding.
and I worked for public television, and I worked in a bridal shop, and so but
Did you say
once-
bridal shop?
bridal shop,
Okay.
yeah, that's the sewing part.
Yeah.
And I worked for PLT before, but actually left
Mm-hmm.
as my volunteer roles increased. I
Yeah.
wanted to be there more, and it was actually easier for me to volunteer more when I worked less.
Yeah.
But now I'm back. And I love what I do there.
You know what? I admire somebody who can say, do what you want to do when you want to do it.
That's right.
And regardless of whether you had a piece of paper or not, and go for it. So
It's true.
Amen.
I have gone through the similar change over the last couple of years. I was a chef for 25 years. And then when I realized I didn't have to be a chef for a day, it was like a whole new world. So.
Right.
Light bulb comes on.
Yeah.
Right. One of my favorite stories to tell people is that I was in my first play when I was 28 years old.
Yeah.
High school and college, and we train the kids all the time, and they think this is the path, and it is for them. But I was a band nerd in high school and college. I was in color guard and chorus, and I sang, and I got involved in theater because I still needed to sing.
Yeah. You know, it's funny, too, because in my generation of X, those were the kids that got made fun of a lot of times, right? And now those are the kids that are, like, hanging out in Hollywood and doing really cool stuff. Like, and there's a couple of them that have come from here that I can think of.
Yeah.
That are just killing it.
Yep.
Right? And in high school, they were always the ones getting made fun of. So.
Funny how it works out, right?
Yeah. Now it's the opposite, though.
Yeah.
Like, it's you're not cool if you make fun of kids. Which is good.
Which is good, yeah.
Right? Which is good.
Possibly.
It just
Being
feels,
smart is
it feels
becoming a
weird.
value.
My daughter tells me, she's like, you're not cool if you make fun of other people, Dad. I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, and
All right, good.
that means that anti-bullying education is actually working.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you got to.
But like they don't even razz, like we would
people
razz
be,
our
man.
friends, you know what I mean? We give them noogies or whatever. The kids, they don't do that today. They just, I don't know.
In some
None of the same
places.
kids I know. Apparently.
I was about to say, in some places.
Yeah.
It's,
In other ones, it's just all
Right.
hell broke loose, right?
well,
Because
sure.
you're dealing with kids.
Very cool. All right, so we're getting to the end of our time here. So I want to thank all of you for coming out today, and I really appreciate it. Congratulations for everybody's progress here, right? I mean, it's nice to start your own business and actually be validated, but still being open,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
And then apparently my next career should be paddleboarding.
Yeah, I used to do
Maybe
accounting,
you
so.
don't wanna move.
So, yeah, right.
There
so,
you go.
Okay, guys, you can find us at Picola Radio X on Twitter. You can find us at Picola VRX on Facebook, or you can find us on our webpage at PensacolaBusinessRadio.us. And again, thank you all for coming in today. And this has been Pensacola Business Radio, where business is good and your work matters.